Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We bring you stories of faith, love, and devotion. Yeah, just kidding, please help us grow by hitting that like button. Now on to the story. My wife's best friend stood up for me. Hello, I'm a 30M and my wife is a 31F. Today was a rough day for her. I'll be honest, the past month has been rough. She's just been extremely bratty and disrespectful for reasons that I really can't explain. She's been upset with me for small reasons. For example, she asks can she go to Atlanta for the weekend with her single friends? I answer and say no, and she immediately throws a tantrum and starts calling me insecure, controlling, and threatens to leave the marriage. This has been going on anytime I disagree with her. So today comes and it's my wife's niece's 1-year-old birthday. And she and her best friend ride together while arriving alone on my own to the party. I got there and I brought frozen watermelon hunks with me, which can make a great frozen smoothie mixed with lemonade. I ask my wife's friend if she wants one before everyone arrives and she says yes. So I started making her and my wife one each. Immediately my wife comes in gossiping to us about another adult at the party. I'm literally making drinks with the blender, which makes a lot of noise. Literally 2 minutes later I ask my wife what happened and she starts going off on me saying I don't want to listen to her and there's no reason for the relationship. I just stay positive and say I was making drinks for y'all, but she's just being disrespectful in front of her friend, which I really hate. So I poured their drinks and went home. I was only there for 30 minutes. Just didn't want to deal with her attitude in public. My wife comes home and wants to talk, and she admits her best friend called her out in front of everyone for the way she was trying to treat me. Immediately I was surprised, but my wife actually apologized for her behavior. Just want to know what I should do after this instance. She took the L and admitted her mistake. Relationships are hard and difficult to tell how one is really treating the other until an outside source lets them know how those actions actually look. I'd say stick with it. Hopefully this was a wake-up call for her. But if she continues the same habits with no regard to you or how she makes you feel, it may be time to communicate with her and possibly reassess your relationship. Thanks for the advice, it's just kinda tough right now. I think you really should have mentioned her cheating in the initial post. What? She cheated and she's acting like this? Dude, don't do this to yourself. Where is cheating mentioned? Probably in a different post by Op or in a comment. That was not a part of the situation yesterday. I only said that because people were wondering why I disagreed about her going to Atlanta. It may have not been part of the situation, but your wife cheated on you, and has done nothing but threaten you with divorce and treat you like shit. You have very valid reasons for not trusting her, and she's not even making any steps to change. She's told you herself the relationship is over. For some reason you just haven't accepted it. She didn't apologize for her behavior. She apologized to save face because others picked up on the shitty she was being. If you think this one conversation changed her, you're being extremely naive. Finally decided to leave my wife after 4 years of marriage. Divorce. I can't believe I'm finally letting her go. This has been a long rough past 2 years since she told me she had slept with her ex-boyfriend at the beginning of our marriage. Supposedly she had sex with him once in 2018, but I found proof recently that it happened more than once. Honestly, I really don't know how to feel about this ending, but I gave her a few ultimatums and she said she'd keep living her own life. So I'm just going to leave. She's never home, always gone till about 9 p.m. Even though she's not home tonight, she said she's going to go stay at her friend's house tonight. But I know she's with some guy or girl. Yeah. Back in April I caught her talking to multiple women. I just can't deal with her anymore. This is an old post I made a few months back here. Look, you really have known now for months what you should do, so never be a doorstep to anyone. She is not being faithful to you, just one on and find someone that appreciates you for you, you know what not to look for, so go out there and live your life to the fullest. She will be the one that will look back and be the one that is disappointed in losing you. She may be doing this and that now, but that can only last for long, as she is going to need a solid supportive relationship, and she will never have it with the way she is carrying on. So the best of luck to you in the future, and I do hope that you meet the one that lights up your life. All the best. Thanks a lot. This comment really encouraged me. I finally left my wife. Needs support. But I didn't expect it to hurt this bad. I feel so weak as a man, I want to cry and shout. This was, I think, the worst weekend in my life. I don't understand why my wife would do this to us. Despite the cheating and disrespectful behavior, I was still willing to reconcile like an idiot. But not anymore. Check this out, I caught my wife selling narcotics drugs. And she literally tried to lie to my face about it. She and things are getting worse, so I told her verbatim that I would not put up with that kind of behavior. And she does it anyway with no remorse. So I had no choice but to leave. This is a complete deal breaker. I just want to know, how do I stay strong during the beginning stages of divorce? Need advice, please. Read other posts for more info. Listen. Truly accepting the woman you knew never existed is step 1. You are 95% of the way there. The hard part is that your subconscious still thinks she is real. You have to accept she isn't and show it that in a sense that woman is dead. You have to subconsciously grieve that loss while you logically tell yourself to be angry at the woman who does exist in reality and everything she did to you. Well put, you are 100% right. Do what you need to do to cope with this pain and loss. Cry, shout, anything just to feel something. I went to therapy and got back into some passions I had prior, mainly playing a lot soccer and having lots of sex with women I meet on the internet. This is just a stepping stone in life's path. Given enough time, you too will get past this trauma. I'm really considering therapy and counseling. If it's available to you, should definitely give it a go. Having a person completely external from your family/friends that you can vent rage, grief, hopelessness, and all the other wonderful shit is absolutely invaluable. I never met a counselor or therapist who told me anything I didn't already know, but just having someone I could be bluntly honest with made getting through it more manageable. You can only talk or unload on family/friends to a limited degree without it being potentially harmful to those relationships. Be North Carolina and only communicate through the lawyers. Only believe her actions and not her words, they are lies. Get yourself busy, work out, go out, and stay away from alcohol. Thanks, I'm really going to work on North Carolina. Why don't wayward spouses realize the trauma and hurt they cause? Need support. There are times that I have very weak days dealing with my wife's past infidelity. There are times that I talk to her about these issues because I believe in talking things out. But when we talk, there are times that my wife has said things like, "I thought you would be over this by now." The first cheating happened back in 2020. And back in April of this year I found out she kissed a woman and was fondling her. She really does not want to talk about it at all. One thing that brings up the situation with the cheating is that she always says that ever since she confessed to cheating, our relationship went down the drain. I have plans to move out this weekend. Very hard for me to deal with the marriage. I don't want to leave deep down, but she doesn't care to address these issues deep down, and that's what I need. Or try to understand how I feel. She's also been trying to pressure me to also have a threesome with her and another female. But I can't do it. That's still considered adultery in my eyes. I often wish I could to please her, but I can't. There's a few things you have to understand. Limerence is a hell of a chemical, hormone cocktail. It quite literally refocuses your thoughts and feelings on only one person. Yourself. It's like a feeling of euphoria when around the new person or thinking about them. Essentially, the new love interest becomes like heroin. You do all you can to be around them more and nothing else matters. Cheaters typically have already disconnected from their current relationships, they have already created an excuse narrative for their actions. This means that they feel no remorse because it isn't their fault, they don't even consider the pain being caused by their actions because it's not their fault. Some people make a mistake after a one-time thing, do not create the excuse narrative and do not feel the limerence. These types of people feel instant remorse and therefore are prime candidates for reconciliation. The other types are not. Your relationship has been over for a while, she feels nothing for you but contempt. This is why she doesn't have patience for your feelings nor care about you. It's simply all about her. She stays with you because it's comfortable and supportive while she seeks to monkey branch. The moment she finds someone that can replace your support, she will simply leave. I love this comment, 100% second it. All the wife is feeling is contempt/built-up resentment. She has to feel that way because it allows her to detach and not feel remorse as well. It's comforting for her. No doubt Op was her placeholder. A lot of these types, waywards who are not remorseful, not all waywards, are afraid of being alone as well, which is another reason she wouldn't decide herself to leave Op even though she feels nothing for him. It's better than being alone until the next thing comes along. I also agree a lot on the reconciliation type mentioned. Reconciliation is an admirable, but extremely hard thing to go through already. Adding a wayward who is not remorseful on top of that just makes it impossible. There are some great examples of prime reconciliation candidates on this sub though, which is great to see and read about, especially for anyone considering it. Onwards and upwards Op, your wife is no longer permitted to use you as a placeholder and hurt you with her lack of consideration for your feelings. You got this. Soon-to-be ex-wife of 4 years said I lied in my vows by not sticking through thick and thin. Need support. I am going to add links to my older posts, and this may be my last update. But I've been wanting to make a post for a few weeks after I left but didn't have the words to say. So since I've left the house about a month ago, I've been dealing with a lot mentally and emotionally. She's been accusing me of sleeping around with women and I haven't at all, not even talking to them. One night a week and a half ago while I was sleeping around 12 AM she called me telling me to divorce her so she can sleep with someone else. This was an immediate red flag and I knew she'd been sleeping around based on this question she asked me. I simply tell her it's no secret you've been getting around and she admits she's been talking to a lot of guys since I left. So I tell her hey, I'll start the divorce process as soon as possible. She says okay and immediately hangs up the phone. Over the past month she's left our church. She told the pastors she resigns her membership from the church. But she's gone off the deep end. I can't handle this stuff. She has literally contacted me just about every day, cursing me out and telling me she's not begging me to come back. So yesterday she called me via FaceTime saying she misses me and wants to see my face. While I'm talking to her she hangs up saying I hear women in your background, you're a cheater. It's literally at my best friend's mechanic shop. Only him and I were there, so she's completely lying. Then she texts me saying you could have told me we were seeing other people in person. Which I replied by saying I don't talk to any women. Then she says I didn't keep my vows through thick and thin. I know this probably doesn't make any sense. My brain and emotions are tired of dealing with her. I believed a form of PTSD during this marriage. There has been a lot of emotional, physical, and manipulative abuse in this marriage. Please go no contact as much as you can and move on. Protect yourself and your mental health. Move on, man. This person, your wife, is going off the deep end. Do not light yourself on fire to keep her warm. Divorce her and live your life. So true, whatever you do, don't get back with this woman. Sounds like you stuck your D&K in crazy and didn't know. She is a train wreck that you can't fix, so don't even try. Yes, you are right, I messed up big time for marrying her. I should have ended this earlier, about 2 years ago. Thanks for the advice. Got a meeting with divorce lawyer Tuesday morning, thanks. We hope that by sharing these stories with interested folks like you, we can help people recognize the signs of a relationship in trouble, and avoid so many of these heartbreaking situations yourselves. Have a good day or night, wherever you are.